Hello, everyone. Dan here from the Next Issue Podcast. On today's video, I'll be doing a review for the Schlub #1. This is a new book from Image Comics. Let's take a look at the creative team before we get into this book. This book is written by Ryan Stegman and Kenny Porter. Ryan Stegman of Venom fame, also many other things like VANISH from KLC Press. We also have Kenny Porter, who's working currently on Superboy. Make sure to go check those out. We also have art by Tyrell Cannon, colors by Mike Spicer, and letters by John J. Hill. This is a book from KLC Press. I'm very excited to finally talk about this book. As you can see here, I have my ash can. So I was able to read this a little while back through the ash can, but the ash can comes in black and white. So now I finally got to read it in full color with my review copy from Image. And I'm very excited to talk about it. This book is a whole lot of fun. I think it's a really fun mixture of the genres, and I think that the team working behind it feels to me like they're having fun making this book, which I think is very important. So let's talk a little bit about the synopsis here. Failing dentist Roger Dalton blames the world for his problems until he is body swapped with the world's greatest superhero, Cyrus. Can Roger save the Earth and finally prove to his family that he's not a loser, or are we all doomed? Uh, as I mentioned, this is a really fun mixture of genres. We have like this superhero, Freaky Friday type of stuff. So I really appreciated that. This is a book out of the norm. You know, I love superheroes and I love capes, and I love some of the other stuff that's going around. But books with a more comedic feel are not normally like what I read. So definitely, I wanted to check this out because I am a big fan of the creators. But it also seemed like a really neat concept. I will say I don't know that this book will be for everyone. I think there's people that really just like, oh, I'm gonna read my superhero books and I want them to be heroic. But I think they're missing out. I think people like that kind of group of, but to each their own. So let's talk about the art because Cannon and Spicer bring some of the most interesting approach to this stuff. The way we open up this book has one of the most disgusting panels I've ever seen, but it really goes there, right? It really leaves an impression in your head about what this book is, and then from there we evolve and then we start building out the world. So let's take a look at some of that preview art here. I mean, just check out this page #1. We are looking at Roger from the inside of his patient's mouth, and of course, if first of all, people aren't fans of dentists already to begin with, or even the inside of someone's mouth, except maybe your own. But it's such a stunning, jarring, gross, disgusting shot, and I mean all those things in the best way possible because I feel like that's definitely the look we're going for, right? Like we have the texture in the tongue and all the little food bits left over in behind the teeth and the saliva kind of dripping down. It is gross. And then we get into the book. All the meanwhile, you get this narration from Roger, his inner monologue, how self-centered, how focused on himself he is, even though he's working on this. I mean, this is probably one of the reasons that his business is failing because he's kind of taking advantage of his customers and maybe not giving him their full attention. We see that he obviously has family issues with the billboard that's being put up across the street with his brother and his dad. And then from there, like things are going forward. Like also the discussion he has with his, I guess his ex-wife, like just how little he cares for anyone that's not himself. Like this panel of the painting tells you so much. Like if you've ever been in a relationship and you have to deal with other people and do stuff for them and have them do stuff for you, like you'll definitely get that, which is a really neat perspective. I think it's really interesting how the writing team is using some of these little tropes to efficiently tell you the story, tell you who Roger is, and then the pacing is very quickly. We are not even in the third page. We already have this little shaky dialogue rumble panel, which is really fun, and things are starting to crack. And then boom, we go into this double page spread. This is just outstanding comics. I love the sound effect. I love that the narration is still kind of going all over the place, all around the action, so it allows you to see everything, every little detail. There's so much, like you could stare at this page for hours and still not get everything that the creators have put in there. So I think that's a really, really neat touch. Um, of all the stuff. I feel really bad for this patient because going to the dentist is already a hassle, and now you're even, there's even more here. So, yeah, this and the book just gets better and better as you go in. Like I mentioned, I don't know that this book will connect with everyone, but if you're somebody that's looking for something that includes a little bit of superhero tropes that you already know, some of the Freaky Friday stuff that you already know. And I know body swapping is a whole genre, just that Freaky Friday is the easiest way for me to communicate what this kind of is. I think also uh, John J. Hill with the lettering does a really good job once the body swaps, like to maintain consistent a showing of like who's speaking. I think that's very important because the writers are putting a lot of effort in making sure that once they swap, they still sound the same, right? We've heard what the dialogue from Roger sounds like in the first opening pages, and now it's funny to see that coming out of Cirrus. Also, Cirrus is really more worried about the people and the world and the fight that's going on, as opposed to like even being concerned about not being in the right body. So I think that's going to create a lot of friction and a lot of tension between the characters going forward. So yeah, this was a whole lot of fun, really interesting stuff. And I can't wait to explore more. I can't wait to explore more of the villains because there's definitely some really fun setup for all that stuff. I don't want to get too deep into anything to avoid any spoilers, but highly recommend you check this one out. I think this will be a really fun series, something a little out of the norm. And I want to see them push. I want to see them continue to push those boundaries of the art and the things that you could do with a comic like this specifically, like that opening page that is engraved in my memory now for the week. So I don't know that I'll see something more jarring for the rest of the week. We'll see. It's still early. So if you have read this, let me know what you thought about it down in the comments. As always, make sure to go back and check out some of the other KLC Press issues or series like Vanish. That it's you can now read issues 1 through 8. You can also pre-order now Kill Your Darlings, and check out the interview we had with some of the creators, Ethan Griffin and Bob Quinn. They were on the channel a few weeks ago. Make sure to check that out. I'll link in the description of this video. And yeah, hopefully I get to talk to this creative team too. I think it'll really fun to talk about their approach to this series and what they want to do with a project like this. So uh thanks for watching, everyone. Remember to share, like, subscribe, hit the bell so you know when we go live. That is most Saturdays, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. Stay tuned. We have more comic reviews, trailer reactions, TV recaps, all that fun stuff here in the channel. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye bye.